Kia ora guys, Bird here. Welcome to episode 14 of Thaumcraft 5. We've received another update to Thaumcraft 5 between this episode and the last, and I believe we have a new wand focus right here, the Builder's Focus. I think it's new, not that I can remember. Anyway, there's a bunch of new foci here now. Azanor seems to be working through the foci, but another thing that he worked on is the Golemancy tab. Golems were added in the last episode, and you guys requested that we should get started with those guys, and you also said that how you get started with golems is by making a snow or iron golem. Unfortunately, we live in a barren desert wasteland, we don't have any snow, so I've gone ahead and got 4 blocks of iron and a pumpkin here, and I believe this is the recipe to make a iron golem. So let's get the T-shape down like you do in a wither, pop that on, and there's you go. Now we should probably need to scan this guy if I had to guess. There you go, basic Golemancy with that, and we also mastered the material study of wood. Even though you're made of iron. Anyway, okay, let's go ahead and read about Golemancy. An entire new tab has finally been unlocked here. Oh my days. Look at all of this stuff. What on earth is going on here? Looks like this is what we've got here, as well as that. Alright, let's get started with basic Golemancy. Motion controlled. You have studied the basic primitive golems anyone can create and found them lacking. They have potential, but it's not possible to control them. You're sure you can do better, and with Thaumcraft, we certainly can. So, this entire tab here is devoted to golems and how to make golems go around. They're kind of like sort of the pseudo-piping system for items here in Thaumcraft 5. You do have a piping system for Essentia, and that's all of what this is over here, and golems can actually do that as well. Anyway, let's go ahead and read about this next thing here, the advanced woodcrafting. Golemancy places great demands on your craftsmanship, as it often requires intricate components with very narrow margins for error. You will need to increase your skill and knowledge of both mundane and arcane materials, and your first target is wood. Wood is a versatile substance, and despite its weakness, it is light and easy to work. You have found great wood to be a superior wood, particularly well suited to Golemancy. Alright, great wood is apparently the thing. Not really anything that we can do with it here. Looks like you can pick up some of the stuff here. Hungry chests, material studies, iron. Is there like a... How do we start giving them life? I guess we better start with giving them life would probably be a good plan. So let's head back in here, get our scribing tools and paper out. Single piece of paper, and go. So that's the research note added, very light blue, probably a bit of Potentia in there. There it is. Okay, this one's fairly small, we should be able to do this. Yes, I'm thinking this might be doable. So let's put some instrumentum right there, that's kind of step number 1. We could put some metallum down actually, might not be a bad idea. Because then we could do something like Taro right here. Oh no, right here like so. And then we could take these two, put some metallum down. That's those two connected, so that's a fairly concise connection if I do say so myself. And then we've got Spiritus and Ingis over here. We're going to have to connect to that somehow. Perhaps what I can do is throw some Auridode here. That'll connect across there and that works just fine. And then what I could do is... put some Motus right here. So I take Auridode and Ire. I'll put some Motus there. That's okay. Then I can put some Ire here. And that'll connect to this. So that's this entire tree all connected through here. And then I can take some Ingis and connect the Cognitil like so. And then I can connect the Ire and Ingis via loops. So fairly straightforward. Awesome stuff. Kind of daunting at first, but once you just break it down, they're fairly simple to do. Oh, hello. I've discovered something new about automated alchemy, as well as learning about seals. Man, there is a lot of stuff that we're picking up here. The golden star didn't show up, Azanor. Minor bugs and things, but that's okay with these very hot releases of Thaumcraft. I'm willing to accept that. What the heck? The manipulation block breaking, okay. So anyway, clockwork mines, giving them life. Iron golems, snow golems, and similar creations that anyone can throw together all have the same thing in common. They're unpredictable and uncontrollable, hence the reason I built mine in a hole. The spirits that animate them are wild and follow their own will, and this is a problem. If you're going to create intelligent magical servants, then you're going to have to give them a mind that is willing to take orders. The simplest solution is a clockwork construct, quickened by thaumaturgy. It has its limitations and very little autonomy, but it's a start. It is a start, so the recipe for the clockwork mind is 5 glass panes of any type, the brass gear, 2 brass plates, and a redstone comparator, as well as some vis, so that needs to be made in an arcane workbench. Okay, the brass gears, let's see, they take brass and iron, and the brass ingots, we haven't actually made those in a while. Where are they? Under here, under alchemy, I believe, and then over here, if I recall. Yeah, here we go, so iron ingot, aqua and potentia, okay. So probably what I'll need to do, let's see, so that's the first step here underway. Was there something else that we discovered here? We undiscovered control seals, and we also discovered the collect seal off the bat here. The seals have kind of changed back to the TC2 version from what I remember from Azanor's sneak peek video. Golems can't do anything they're told not to do, and for this purpose you've created control seals. You can place these circular clay seals against almost any surface that you wish. Once you do, they'll become ethereal and intangible. But you'll still be able to see them as long as you hold a golem, another seal, or a Golemancer's bell. Okay, we haven't actually seen the Golemancer's bell yet here, have we? It's not really anywhere I can see, but it must be here somewhere. The bell will be an important tool as you will use it to fine-tune the settings and parameters of the command seals. Since seals are ethereal, you can place down another block in the same spot as you placed a seal. Yeah, that's kind of a useful thing now. Oh, that didn't happen in TC2, they did take up their own block in that. Okay, so the recipe, you get 3 per, okay, that's cool. It takes some rose dye, magic tallow, some clay, and any colour of Nitor, as well as some vis as well. Okay, so 3 per is actually quite nice. The Nitor is a little bit trickier to get. Tallow is pretty good, and a clan rose red of vanilla items. So yeah, that's going to be cool, having a bunch of those. Again, this is just another one of those items that you want to make en masse, so that you don't have to go through the trouble of, you know, breaking down some of the stuff to get it. Okay, so what else have we got here? Here's the recipe. Golemancer's bell, okay. So that's 4 nether quartz and a stick. Quartz and a stick. Several seals can also occupy the same block of space as long as they're located on different faces. Okay, this should allow you to keep things quite compact. Yes, I can imagine. You can retrieve a seal by shift and right-clicking on it with the bell. Clicking on a seal with the bell will allow you to tweak its parameters. The exact parameters will vary from seal to seal, but most seals will allow you to give them a priority between -5 and +5 with the default of 0. Tasks created by higher priority seals will be performed first. You'll also be able to see a list of required traits that a golem will need to have in order to perform tasks created by that seal. For example, another seal might require a golem to have the deft trait, or perhaps another seal will require that golem to not have the clumsy trait. For a practical example, look at the collect seal, which is a fantastic segue over to the control seal collect, picking up what you're putting down. This seal will constantly check an area you define for dropped items. If they are found, it will instruct any nearby golems to pick them up. You can define the exact dimensions of the area as well as filter out certain items using a white or black list. Okay, that's really cool. So the recipe for this guy is for Desiderium. Okay, I'm not sure if I know anything that has that in it apart from gold, or I think the Thaumcraft gold coins, I believe I'm storing them in here. These have got Desiderium inside them, so that's going to be fairly easy to get a bunch of that. Well, I think what we need to do, guys, is just take a couple of minutes off camera here for me to get some materials prepared and ready to go for actually making these golems. I don't actually know how to make one yet, do I? No. Biothermic mines. Think before I am. Okay, that's a forbidden knowledge. We'll come back to that. Yeah, I'm not actually seeing how to make this. Taking a direct hand in things. That's 4 XP levels. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and pick that up because I'm thinking that's actually how you make these things, is it? Having golems mindlessly following seals is not your only goal. You want them to mindlessly follow you as well. You can now right-click on a golem with the Golemancy spell to have it follow you. Oh, that's cool. While following you, it will no longer obey seals, and combat-capable golems will defend you in combat. That is cool. Clicking on the golem again will once again return it to normal functioning, and its own location will be set to its current location. Okay, that's cool, so you don't have to kind of like pick them up or anything. Well, yeah, that doesn't really still tell us how to actually make a golem. What? Oh, okay, there's actually more to this. Hold on, hold the phone. What's going on here? Let's see. It has its limitations. Very little autonomy, it's a start. Of course, now that you have a mind, it's time to put it to use. Yes, you have designed a special press that will allow you to craft simple golems. It includes an anvil and forge to make assembling the parts easier. To assemble as golem, to assemble a golem, you simply access the golem press and select the components you wish to craft the golem from. For now, your selection is fairly limited, but you are sure you will develop more. Okay, those empty space blocks are awesome. We're going to need a stone table. I guess that's where that comes into play. A cauldron, anvil. Oh, a piston. I haven't needed to craft one of those yet. Man, this is pretty awesome. That's a big, I was wondering. And it looks like there's a whole separate crafting system for this. Each golem is made up from up to 5 components. The base material, a type of... What? For a base material, type of head, arms, legs, and an optional add-on module. Simply select which of these you want to use, and a list of crafting components will be displayed on the right. You need to have the listed components in your inventory before you can start the crafting process. Listed in the middle of the interface, you will see the traits, hearts, and damage the golem. This is awesome. This sounds amazing. We've got to try this out. Lastly, you'll need to supply Machina Essentia to the press. Oh, several ports are provided below the main press mechanism for this purpose. You can now place the golem wherever you wish, but it will not do much unless you also place down a golem control seal. To learn more about them, see the research category that we'll have unlocked. Alright. When they have no tasks to perform, golems will return to the spot they were originally placed. You can pick up a golem by right-clicking on it with a wand. What the heck is going on here? Okay, the stone table is fairly straightforward to craft. Yeah, I'm going to need to take a couple of minutes here to prepare everything that we need. I don't even know what's going on here. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. We're back inside the house. It's been a significant amount of time since the last video. I now have all of the brass required, and I got a bit of spare essentially as well. Let's see. I got a little bit more erba, periditio, a little bit of aqua here now as well. Looking very nice. And I've got my machina here as well for when we actually need to use the machine. So, the first thing that we need to make here is, according to the Golemancy tab, the Clockwork Mind. Yes, so we're going to need a brass gear, 2 of these, redstone comparator, and some glass panes. My glass is in here. Need a little bit more of that, guys. Let's pop in here quick and make some of that. There we go. So get 5 of that down. Get the brass gear going. And the comparator right there. There we go. Oh, and a little bit of these as well. So just pop that in there as well. There we go. The Clockwork Mind. Oh, man. Let's just quickly check this with the Thaumonomicon. I noticed somebody had mentioned that doing this doesn't work. Yes, it does. I should know. I did it. And if it had anything, it would have had the golden question marks around it that we've seen before. So that's the Clockwork Mine to start off. Seems just like one of those precursor middle ingredient things. Alright, so that's sort of step 1 of this process here. Step 2, it looks like it's going to need to be to make the actual golem press here. So let's get outside here, and let's see, we've got our temporary area kind of sitting over here. Perhaps we could have a new spot for stuff. Does it actually matter the shape that you do? So we have anvil, cauldron, table, piston, probably. So if you go anvil, cauldron like that, and then the table, stone table, and the piston. And not that it matters too much, I don't think. We'll face it upwards. Oh, what was the iron bar? What direction was that? That was over the piston. Okay. So let's put that there. Okay, so that is the shape. And do we have enough vis in our wand to actually craft this thing? We should. So let's see. Get the wand down. Oh my goodness, Azanor. Once again, you've outdone yourself. Oh my goodness. What direction are you supposed to use this from? Oh, it looks like these are the ports on the side that the machine is supposed to go into. I don't actually have a sentient tubes unlocked yet, I don't think. I want to. No, I actually do, don't I? Now let's backtrack a bit. Yeah, I do have the Essentia tubes. Okay, looks like we need to quickly make some Essentia tubes as well, just really quickly here. I haven't messed around with those yet. Somebody was also asking if we're going to get the Moonshine Distillery going in. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, getting the wheat broken down into some useful stuff would be really awesome. This is the last of my iron right here, and a glass block. Let's see. One of those guys. There we go. Throw them in here. I think they took... Did they take Essentia now? Or Vis, rather? Yeah, just a tiny amount of Vis. Okay. Get a little bit of that going. So yeah, new sprite for the Essentia tubes. We just need a little Essentia tube just to act as a little thing here, because these jars, they only accept, or they can only be used with the Essentia stuff from the top, like from the lid. So you have to put it like that, and then yeah, now that's making a connection there. So that should all be working now. The Essentia should be good to go. So what happens when I right click on this thing, I wonder? Oh my goodness. The complexity. Okay, so looks like the basic ingredients are over here. Okay, the default golem head, no particular strengths or weaknesses, basic arms, light frame. Okay, he's going to have 8 health, 1 armor, and 0 hammer. Okay, and then that's probably the craft button. Right. Basic legs. Oh, you can have a... you can have a wheel! Oh man, this is going to be so fun messing around with this, and then you can just go back to the basic legs. Okay, you can have a carry frame. Oh, allows the golem to carry... Okay, this is the traits, I think Azanor said. Okay, so you can have a carry frame, carry 2 stacks of items instead of 1. That's really cool. But I think we'll just try and go for the bog standard basic dude right here. Looks like we're actually going to need 2 more brass gears. Something that I was not prepared for. It'd be really nice to have sort of this sort of like... We need this in like the Thaumonomicon, showing the recipes here, because you end up coming to this thing and not being prepared. So I need to go off camera once again to prepare some brass gears, but we'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. We have 2 brass gears now. Had to take a quick dive into the nether. Oh, okay, if I hold it up like that, it's smart. It knows your inventory. So we've got a Clockwork Mine, check, 2 brass gears, 3 great wood, 8 Machina Essentia, lighter than the average, which gives it increased speed and agility, counters and countered by heavy. Okay, so we've got everything that we need here to craft one of these things. I guess we'll just go ahead and do that, and away it goes, and progress bar filled, and you get yourself a Greatwood Golem with a light frame. What the heck is going on here? Oh, they look different too as well. They've got like little golden bits on there. That is awesome. Guys, that is going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, I think what we're going to do is start messing around with some of these arcane seals. Man, this is going to be a long episode, I think. But we'll come back and do some more of this seal stuff. Perhaps get some new seals here. Try this guy out. Try a way to farm him, I think would be a fairly interesting thing to do. Hope you guys are enjoying the episodes. Thank you very much for watching. Kia kaha, and I'll see you in the next one.